Hello Internet, welcome back to OKLCS Season 3, Week 4. We are in the final game in a best of 3, these two teams going 1-1 between the Trill Boys and Taste Like Purple. They are both undefeated coming into this series. The series is 1-1, and we will be getting into Game 3 right here. Go ahead and transition over into Champion Select right here. They did switch sides once again. Trill Boys now back on the blue side. Tastes Like Purple on the red side.
No, just that.
Ban away the Zac again from Panther. That's been a constant for the Trill Boys. Don't want to let him have that hyper tank scaling very well into the late game.
I wonder if we might even see a Zed ban here, or maybe see the Trill Boys take that Zed away.
Tastes Like Purple is still very afraid of Cade Trillium's Tryndamere.
Yeah, he could split push you to death, you know, and that's not a fun champion to play against at all.
Yeah, what will Trill Boys ban away from Taste Like Purple? They did have a very good performance on the Zed, and yeah, like you said, it is taken away. Toe Knuckles with the respect ban.
Yep. And after an 11-0 performance, you know, I do not blame them a bit.
Yeah, Taste Like Purple, with these constant Evelynn and Tryndamere bans, we did see the Tryndamere, we haven't seen the Evelynn coming out of Ahaze just yet, but I guess that's something that they very highly respect coming out from the Trill Boys.
Maybe they're worried about their ability to ward on the map, or sweep wards, placement wards, anything like that could maybe help make their mind up to ban the Evelynn, so just something they're not comfortable against.
Right, the final ban coming out from the Trill Boys, what is it going to be? It's going to be the Jinx away from Dark Ages. Not super unexpected. He did do very well last week on that Jinx. And then the final ban away by Taste Like Purple, it is going to be the Lee Sin once again away from Ahaze. Do not want him having that early pressure that he had in Game 1.
Yeah, and then we see the Jinx ban again, like you said. They don't want Dark Ages on that Jinx, so...
Yeah, and they take away the Orianna as way 4 guitars, not going for the Syndra this game. So, very interesting here. Yeah, go ahead.
I would go back to that Hecarim if I were Panther. He had a very good showing on it.
Yeah, that Panther's Hecarim was very good, and he will lock it in for himself. And Dark Ages still with the second pickup. It's going to be the Karma over for Quadzi in the support position. See how Trill Boys respond. We're going to have to see if Ahaze can find something better to pick up in the jungle position than that Trundle. It's going to be... They're going to have a Camille over for Cade Trillium. Cade Trillium very used to playing these very lane-dominant top laners, like the Tryndamere, like the Darius, like, we even saw some Garen from him in previous splits. To have him on Camille, oh, what?
Could be a Shin support, or maybe the Camille in the jungle.
Camille in the jungle for Ahaze, that would be very interesting. I'm not a big fan of Camille jungle. Her ganks are good if you land that hook shot, but her clear is so horrendously slow, and she can very easily get invaded and out-dueled by other junglers.
Especially probably with a Hecarim.
Yeah. And of course, after the nerf, she's not, like, so overpowered that you just pick her to pick her anymore. So, it's a little curious to me to have this Camille and the Shen on the same team. They lock in the Caitlyn for Dark Ages. Then Quadzi's going to have to show one of the solo laners here. It's going to be a Jax, possibly?
Oh,
yeah.
It is a Jax.
Ooh, Jax for Ron Weasley. Interesting that Ron Weasley didn't pick his own top laner instead of having it have to double swap over. Alright, and we're going to have to see they're going to have to show their hand here. Whether that Shen is going to be the support, whether that Camille is going to be top or jungle.
Right. Also wonder what AD carry they're going to pull out here.
Yeah, Ozzy did show up very well, nicely with that Ezreal in Game 1. The Jhin wasn't bad in Game 2, but Jhin definitely lower in priority compared to a lot of other AD carries. We could see him default to something like an Ashe for some engage potential. I'm really I'm not sure what Ozzy plays a whole lot of. They're gonna pick up the Nautilus. So is it Nautilus support Shen top Camille jungle? Yeah, Nautilus and Ezreal locked in. That's what I have to assume it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to see the final pickup, the mid laner for Toe Knuckles. He does not have the Zed available to him. Is there something he thinks he can pick up against Guitar's Orianna?
They're probably talking it over right now over their comms.
30 seconds left for him to decide what he wants. He played Orianna in game 1 and played the Zed in game 2 to great effect. Zed no longer available, neither is the Orianna because it was picked away by Guitars. I really don't know what he's gonna pick here. 8 seconds left, the team very much discussing it. It's gonna be an Azir lock-in for Toe Knuckles. Wow, this is gonna be exciting. Toe Knuckles Azir up against Guitar's Orianna. And this is the game to decide who is in possession of first place. Trill Boys, of course, only have 2 games on the record. Should they win, they go to 3-0.
Mm-hmm.
Tastes Like Purple will fall to 3-1 in that case. Otherwise, they'll go to 2-1 and 4-0.
Yep.
This is going to be quite an interesting game. And Toe Knuckles, even swapping over to that cleanse, doesn't want to get jumped on by the Nautilus, by the Shen with their CC, and it is going to be a jungle Camille for Ahaze. Yeah, still not something I really like as a jungler, but if he can get some early ganks off and start snowballing, it's definitely something that can work. So, which of these comps do you think looks better on paper?
You know, that's exactly what I'm trying to figure out myself because, you know, Nautilus and Shen are just so strong. They're 2 of the best tanks in the game.
Have both on your team, you know?
And then also the Orianna, you could probably drop the ball onto the Camille for the slingshot, or maybe just the Nautilus. Or the Shen. I mean, you've got multiple options there. At the same time, I really liked Panther's Hecarim in the last game. I like Azir when it's played to a high level. And then a Karma Caitlyn's just a pretty strong lane phase, so...
There's a lot of safety, a lot of disengage on the side of Taste Like Purple compared to a lot of engage on the side of Trill Boys. So, you know, if you ask me, I actually would say that I like the comp from Taste Like Purple a lot.
Yeah.
You have the Emperor's Divide from Azir, and you can just have Azir and Caitlyn just knocking away on these tanks for a very long time.
Yes.
And then you've got Quadsy's constant shields coming out to keep them very safe. You've got pretty good threat from Ron Weasley's Jackson Hecarim.
Yeah, he's gonna have a lot of split push pressure, and I mean,
yeah, exactly.
If he jumps onto the Ezreal, which I guess Ezreal is a really mobile champion, so I guess we'll see.
As the game goes on, Ron Weasley is going to be able to duel up against Cade Trillium and up against Ahaze himself, so they definitely do have superior split push pressure. Cade Trillium probably going to even get bullied out later on as the game goes on. So I do, composition-wise, favor Taste Like Purple in this particular game. It's gonna be they're gonna have to find a really good engage, just blow up either Toe Knuckles or Dark Ages with the Shockwave combination.
Yeah, I think a lot of this is gonna depend on how this Camille goes. I'm really interested to see how it goes in the jungle. I haven't got to see one in the OKLCS yet that I've casted, so.
And I really do actually like Toe Knuckles' last pick, the Azir. The Azir knocking the Camille out of her ultimate, too, is a real possibility.
Yeah, it's like you said, they have so much engage on the side of Trill Boys that last picking that Azir is a pretty neat pick.
We're going to have to see how well he can play it, though. Azir, very much considered a weaker champion. When you play it very well, you can make it work very nicely. Right. It has a lot... You have a lot of utility and late game potential in your kit, but your damage is just so weak until you can finally get to that point.
Yeah, now we're only down to 15 seconds left on the spectator delay, and then we'll be into the game.
Get into the final game of the night between the Trill Boys and Taste Like Purple. for sole possession of first place, for all the marbles, for the head-to-head matchup. We're going to go ahead and get into the game right now. Spectator delay is finally done, over and done with. We'll get in. There we go. Load screen is up. Get into the game. Trill boys taking game 1 very convincingly. Tastes Like Purple coming back very nicely in game 2. Let's go ahead and set all this up once again. Always have to do. That goes. So my eyes are gonna be on Toe Knuckles and A-Haze this game. I'd really like to see some really good Azir play. Of course, I'd also like to see just how well this Camille does in the jungle.
Yeah, one of the big problems, like you said, is clear speed. This Hecarim's going to be just fine in the jungle. And the early gank pressure he's going to have, probably in his favor.
Yeah, definitely over A-Haze.
I'm also just interested in this Jax pick as well. I mean,
yeah,
it can be very, very strong. Good split pushing top laner.
Yeah, and that's definitely exactly what you want when you have the Shen. You want the better split pusher.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the Shen is going to have the stand united, but of course, you also have Counter-Strike to interrupt that ultimate. Wonder what A-Haze is doing. Is he AFK? Oh, nope, there he just picked up his machete. We didn't have a pause, so I assumed that everything was okay.
Yeah, he had to go grab a Dr. Pepper or something, you know, get ready for the game.
Minions have spawned.
Oh, alright, finally, let's go. Final game of the night.
Final game.
Tastes Like Purple. Both junglers, again, starting on bot side, they really just like having the duo lanes leash onto their camps. Jumps out, immediately gets starting to get taken down. Headshot coming out. Quite a good leash on the Panther.
Yeah, very good leash.
Counter-Strike being used. Guitar's moving forward. He gets the command protect. He's just autoing him down with that Clockwork windup. They trade Thunderlord's Decree, but in the end, Guitars comes out ahead thanks to that command protect shield.
A lot of damage coming out here from Trillium.
8 Trillium with a good trade onto him with that Q enhanced auto attack. Ron Weasley will have the potion stacks. There's a stun onto Kate Trillium with that Counter-Strike.
He got some return damage back.
This lane you would expect actually to go in favor of Dark Ages and Kaladzi just because you have this range versus melee discrepancy. Dark Age is missing a couple CS under tower. You hit level 2 just a little bit ahead. He's missing a lot of that CS. Ozzy gonna find himself about 3 ahead if he lets him happen correctly. A-Haze takes away his second buff.
Doesn't look like he's doing too bad in the jungle there, clearing. Probably could be a little better, but...
He gets the stun onto Kate Trillium. He uses the Spirit's Refuge. The one good thing about Shen up against Jax is that almost all of Jax's damage is auto attack.
Yes.
Which means that Spirit's Refuge is such a valuable asset in that 1v1.
This would also be a very, very good game for the Tobbies, knowing that you're going against a Jax Caitlyn.
Yeah, and even to a lesser extent Azir. Oh, A-Haze is gonna get the stun on the Ron Weasley. He turns it back around with a good stun of his own. Gets the shield, there's a Shadow Dash, not gonna find him. Ron Weasley hops away over onto a ward.
See a headshot coming from the Caitlyn onto Ezreal there.
And Dark Age just cancels another auto attack. He's missed quite a bit of CS now. Oh, here we go. The Shadow Dash, he stuns up both of them. Ron Weasley succeeds in wasting more of A-Haze's time. A-Haze now 7 CS, 8 CS now, to Panthers 22. And you have a Hecarim out-leveling you as a jungler, but that's really not what you want. Ace goes in for another one onto Ron Weasley. They're both gonna get stunned up, but the Shadow Dash taunted him up. There's the slow from that W. They're gonna put down a lot of damage. Ron Weasley still
But
has
it's not gonna be enough again. Like you said, just wasting time for AAs here.
I would really like to see Panther going in, trying to get some counter jungling done onto Ahaze, but he's around the top side. Ahaze already cleared out the top side. And Ron Weasley, or not Ron, Panther will recall, pick up Boots and his upgraded Smite, head back into the jungle.
Yeah, we are seeing Dark Ages miss quite a bit of CS. He's got to start picking that up.
Ron Weasley recalled, picked up a longsword, and comes back into lane. It's a really big minion wave building up against him. Stuns up a lot of them and does a decent job. K Trill goes in with the Shadow Dash. Does not have the Spirit's Refuge available, but trades back nicely onto Ron Weasley. It's going to be a while before Ron Weasley can really trade back onto him, but it'll get to the point where he just starts ramping up and messing up the K Trillium. Nice damage onto him, but he's taking a lot of minion aggro in return. Look how much damage those minions are just doing onto him. There's the Shadow Dash, and K Trillium will find first blood solo kill. Disrespectful play by Ron Weasley. Tolos is doing a really good job up against guitars. They're about even in CS. He does get his first recall off. I wonder if he's gonna pick up the Stinger. Pretty standard there. I mean, Ahaze has been wasting so much time in these lanes. He sat on that ward in the Tri-Brush for a good amount of time. He's falling very behind compared to Panther's Hecarim.
Yeah, Hecarim, like you're just saying, he already has a level advantage, but I guarantee he's nearing 6, while Camille is only at 4.
Big CS discrepancy starting to open up in the bottom lane in favor of Aussie. Trillium gonna recall. He has his level 6, so the Stand United is available. He picks up the Bammy Cinder. Oh, Knuckles just trying to start scaling up. He knows there's really not a whole lot that an Azir can do up against an Orianna. So lane dominant comparatively. But of course, Azir gonna scale very well into the late game. K Trillium now starting to proceed to bully Ron Weasley here in this lane. There's the counter-strike, he gets the setback for the Spirit's Refuge, and he's trading very nicely onto Ron Weasley. He's just chasing him down through his own lane. The Bammy Cinder burning away. He's going to need a couple more auto attacks, but he's not going to be able to get him. Use that Spirit's Refuge a little bit early. Save it for a little bit more when Ron Weasley's actually going to be auto-attacking you.
Looks like Hecarim's going to take away the blue buff, not giving it to Azir.
Hey, Trillium actually got a little low somehow. Ron Weasley's been corrupting potioning up. There's the Spirit's Refuge. He's going to dodge away from any auto-attacks. The Spirit's, or the counter-strike. Toe Knuckles going very low. The Shockwave is going to be flashed away from Toe Knuckles.
Very good flash there.
Yeah, good flash, but why are you putting yourself in that position? You are clearly already losing that one. Ron Weasley jumps on the K Trillium, he turns it around, and Ron Weasley still not level 6. K Trillium is gonna pick up another solo kill. Panther is here, flash away from Onslaught of Shadows, will find him, and K Trillium will finally fall down, or will he? Gonna have the Shadow Dash up pretty soon. He's trading back for it, the grass will be a 9, but he will finally fall in the end.
Camille's going very low here at the blue buff. Ahaze better be careful.
Yeah, that's the problem with Jungle Camille. Doesn't really do a whole... Doesn't really have a very good clear. Finally hits that level 6. But, I mean, that's very behind. Dressline finds Dark Ages out the Fog of War. He's got a 90 caliber net, but he gets rooted up by the auto attack. He's gonna find some damage. Summoner who comes out. Aussie moving forward aggressively, forces that summoner out. BF Sword picked up 4 Dark Ages compared to Tear and Pickaxe for Aussie. And Aussie's in a very comfortable position right now, pulling himself ahead in CS on Ezreal compared to Caitlyn, who should be bullying him in lane, especially with a range versus melee matchup in the support role. And yeah, Ron Weasley's building towards that Blade of the Rune King, I can only assume, with that Vampiric Scepter. And, you know, thinking about it, that makes a whole lot of sense why he would start playing Jax now with the Blade of the Rune King changes. It's really quite good on Jax. There's Refuge not gonna find him, but there's a Shadow Dash will, and there's the gank onto AA's with the Hextech Ultimatum. Ron Weasley's just gonna fall over. Nothing he can do there. Oh, Knuckles misses some CS into the tower, getting harassed very hard by Guitars' Orianna. And now in the top lane, they send AHs with the red buff and Cade Trillium into the top lane to try and shove onto the tower. Guitars jumping onto, getting jumped on by Panther. Has to flash away. He also not using the ghost. I was just kidding about that one. AH's still here. Oh, Knuckles is gonna go in. There's the key Emperor's Divide. Not gonna find the damage onto him, but Panther's here. Shockwave falls in. Knuckles. He will fall down, and Guitars gets to stand united, but I don't know if it's gonna save him. He's gonna Shadow Dash. Cade Trillium saves Guitars. Panther now running for his life. He's gonna get taken down. Very low double kill over to Guitars, and that's not what you wanted. You're on Taste Like Purple.
Man, Cade Trillium is dominating on this Shin right now, 3-1 and 2.
Yeah.
And not just winning his lane, but helping mid win his as well. It's exactly what you want to do to help snowball a game.
Knuckles with a huge mechanical misplay on the Sincere. Misses that Emperor's Divide, doesn't do any damage with it, doesn't have it for the disengage. Gets caught by the Shockwave and taken down. Yeah, and now the Sunfire finished off for Cade Trillium. It's gonna be a real mess of a time for Ron Weasley up in that top lane. Yeah, and then Morella Namicon finish for Guitars, a Warrior Enchant for Panther still, he's built up his Mercury Sledge, but he's still yet to finish off his Cinderhold, much less a Trinity Force. Well, there's Texture is actually in the back line, behind the members of Taste Like Purple. Toe Knuckles, this might not be what you wanted. There's a Hextech Ultimatum and the Shockwave. And he just gets taken down. He wanted to try and interrupt A-Haze's recall, but then A-Haze is like, alright, I'll just jump on you and you'll die. Cade Trillium pulling himself very far ahead over Ron Weasley now. Oh, flash forward from Texture, Death Charge onto the bottom lane. Quanzi blocks the Dredge line with his flash. A-Haze goes in, does not find the hook shot onto him. Ron Weasley gets Shadow Dashed out from under his tower. He pops his ultimate for some extra resistances, but Cade Trillium says, okay, now that means it's the time to go away. Guitar picks up Tower First Blood in the mid lane for the Trill Boys. Ron Weasley now has to be very careful because Cade Trillium is very tanky and he no longer has his ultimate. Ron Weasley trying to potion up with that growth.
Blue team has slain.
And then Ocean Drake even more onto Trill Boys. And this is starting to look a lot like Game 1. How devastating was that defeat? Ron Weasley stuns up Cade Trillium so that no more damage can come out, but the Counter-Strike is down. Cade Trillium gonna draw Tower Echo with this Sunfire Cape. Ozzy steals away the blue buff from Taste Like Purple. Now Ozzy Shadows goes in, the exhaust goes down. Texture keeps him from doing too much damage. There's the Stand United. Ace in the hole was already absorbed. Ozzy gonna get slowed up. He roots up A-Haze. Oh, Knuckles is here. Cade Trillium did make it down here into the bottom lane, but that means free time for Ron Weasley up in the top. Cade Trillium is gonna not find the Shadow Dash on anyone. Toe Knuckles pulls himself away with those shifting sands.
Yeah, Jax needs to keep pushing the top wave, hopefully get a turret to answer.
Yeah, that would be
They're
what they
nearing a
hope.
4K deficit already at 13 minutes, and that is not what they want.
And he was going so well in the beginning, but look at the discrepancy in the mid lane now. Toe Knuckles is down almost 50 CS compared to Guitars' Orianna.
Mm-hmm. 。 .
。 . 。 . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . 。 . . . . . . . Kate Trillium, after using the Stand United to join his team, has to teleport up into the top and stop Ron Weasley. Ron Weasley now building towards that Blade of the Rune King like we expected.
Oh, we were seeing the Orianna and the Hecarim rotating to the top lane.
Ooh, Panther jumps onto Kate Trillium as he shadow dashes his way out of there. Trying to put some damage down. Ron Weasley's here, but so is Guitars. Tastes like Purple in the bottom lane, get the shove down, but here's Ahaze, he gets in, he jumps onto Dark Aegis, lets the Hextech ultimatum, knocks away Quadzi, and Dark Aegis just gets taken down. Ahaze now needs to back away before he gets taken out by a stray Q from Quadzi, like that one, but he will survive. Ron Weasley goes in, stuns up Kate Trillium, he pulls him in with the Shadow Dash and the Shockwave, but he got the damage off. Panther comes in, but Kate Trillium tanking up the tower.
So way too strong right now in the top lane. The Shin
Guitars is not playing very respectfully. Panther was able to put down a lot of damage. He gets the Shadow Dash out. Panther now trying to find the kill on the Guitars. He pops his Ghost. They both pop Ghost. He's going to get the Onslaught of Shadows, flash away from Guitars, throws out the ball. And now Panther is on the backside. He's going to run for his life, but the Shadow Dash coming up very soon. He's not going to find him, but he does bring the ball to him.
Nothing going right at all on the side of Tastes Like Purple this game. Like you said, it's almost like exactly like the first game of the series.
Pick up 2 towers simultaneously in the top and bottom lanes. That's all the outer tower. Shadow Dash is not going to find Ron Weasley. Trillium and Guitars continuing to shove in the top lane. Ahaze going to answer in the mid. Counter-Strike used to no effect by Ron Weasley here. You see, after the Warrior Enchant, Ahaze going towards the Trinity Force, as is Ron Weasley, or Panther. Shockwave is going to pull Ron Weasley back in, but he's got a null magic mantle. Here comes Panther and Toe Knuckles. He jumps onto Guitars. The Shockwave not available, but Ron Weasley, he gets the counter-strike to survive, and Guitars will not fall down thanks to the Stand United. The True Shot Barrage goes down. Ahaze jumps onto Quadzi. He's going to throw down the W, back away. Nobody falls down. Toe Knuckles does not have that Emperor's Divide apparently used earlier, but he's gonna get pulled in by the Dreadfly Shadow Dash onto by Kate Trillium, but they didn't know Panther was there. He's gonna get root up Kate Trillium, he's gonna get the ball, the Death Charge onto Quadzi, and there's Ahaze into the back line. He's got the Magic Damage Shield, he's gonna get the Hextech Ultimatum onto Quadzi. Now Panther is in trouble. He's gonna get the ball Command Protect onto Ahaze. Kate Trillium taking up the tower. Ozzy going forward, he's gonna get Flash away from the counter strike. Tastes Like Purple lose 2 more members, and they're gonna lose this tower in the top lane.
The Camille is just coming up big in these fights. The Orianna 5-0 and 2, and then the Shin with the Stand United right there, saving the Orianna. Just when they see that Stand United, they immediately back off. Tastes Like Purple does.
Yeah, because Tastes Like Purple, they don't have the damage to burst through it. Look how behind the Caitlyn is, the Azir, and especially this Jax. 5-0-2 on Guitar's Orianna. He's picked up Morello and the Rabadon's Death Cap. They've got shields from Stand United, shields from Command Protect, and I think with how much they have, they're Tastes Like Purple don't actually have the damage to kill anyone.
I don't think so either.
Panther taking away his own blue buff, getting ready to rejoin his team. And yeah, like we said, Panther is definitely having the superior farm game compared to Ahaze, but Ahaze been making all these Camille ganks work thanks to all the setup that his team has been just providing for him. So much pressure in all 3 lanes.
It's like the 2 solo kills for the Shen up top made it so that if Camille ganked again, I mean, they were
easy picking. Star's gonna move his ball into the back. team finished off for Ozzy building. He has his team building towards that Trinity Force as a standard. We're on Hurricane underneath for Dark Ages. He's closed out the CS deficit quite a bit, but he's been bottom lane his entire game, whereas Ozzy has been rotating around with his team, taking away the towers. Toe Knuckles pops up that Sand Soldier, or that Sand Tower. Ace with the Hextech ultimatum onto Quadzi. They're just gonna take him down. Guitars goes dominating. And the Sand Tower will fall down. Toe Knuckles doing what he can. Death Charge is gonna knock him up. He uses the cleanse for no reason. He's gonna get pulled by the Dredgeline. Guitar goes godlike. The shockwave not necessary there. Kid Trillium tanking up the tower. He gets the Shadow Dash into Dark Ages. Panther in the back line. Figure does quite a bit of damage there. Gonna protect onto Ozzy.
I think that one may have hit too.
Yeah, but look at the top lane. Look, Ron Weasley is split push 2 towers, and Ahade is gonna get caught in the Stand United to shield him up. He gets the Summoner kill as well. There's Flash Dredge line. Dark Ages takes a lot of damage. He flashes away from the last auto attack. And look at the top lane. Ron Weasley's on the inhib tower right now. Tastes like purple, just trying to stop away any of these recalls. Panther will give his life for a K-Trillium teleport into the bottom lane.
Wow, what a push from the Jax there.
Ooh, Ozzy with the Arcane Shift finds Dark Ages.
Yeah, we've seen 2 pretty good performances on Ezreal for Ozzy.
Ron Weasley did a good job trying to get something back for his team. 2 towers to 4. I think. Oh no, Ron Weasley is jumping in onto Guitars, but he has no mana. He can't counter strike, and he's just gonna have to run himself out of there. Oh, Flash Shadow Dash, and no, nice Shockwave eliminates 3 members from the map. K-Trillium and Guitars coming up big.
Wow, they were erased.
And now it looks like Trill Boys moving over to the Baron. It is going to be started up. The Scuttle Crab, we'll see them doing it, but what are you going to do? Panther is available with the smite. It's going down very fast. Panther gets the board in. He steals it with the Onslaught of Shadow Smite in there. He's going to probably go down for his steal, but it will deny it from the Trill Boys. Really nice job. That's been so many objective steals today.
I don't know if it's like just absolutely great plays or bad smites or a combination of both, but we have seen some awesome Baron steals today.
Yeah, I don't know who had respawned by the time that Baron went down. Looks like Ron Weasley did not. Oh, Flash, and he misses the counter strike. Ozzy able to make it out of there. Ron Weasley doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, he's getting to that point where Jack starts doing some damage.
Yeah, he's got a Blade of the Rune King. He's got a Spectre's Cowl. He's starting to get tanky too. He needs a Trinity Force to start really blowing people up and really start getting his split push on. He's looking for the Shadow Dash in. He does not find the taunts. There's the Command Protect onto him. He's rooted up. Ron Weasley jumps in. He stuns up Guitars. There's no follow-up. However, he's snared in the air. Ace in the hole. Comes out. Gets Guitars, but Ace or Command Protect will keep him alive.
We see Camille coming in as well.
And it looks like Dark Ages is the only one with the Baron after Panther sacrifice. They use the Azir passive. K-Trillium is moving forward aggressively. They're like, uh-oh. There's a Shadow Dash into Dark Ages. He gets eliminated by the Command Protect. Oh, but Guitars got tower aggro, and he will get shut down. There goes the kill onto Toe Knuckles. Panther into the back line. He's still got Onslaught of Shadows. Not quite. It's like half a second more. There's the Emperor's Divide, and it stops him all up. Dredge line onto the Quadzi. Panther now has the Onslaught of Shadows, but they don't have Ron Weasley, and they don't have an AD carry.
Yeah, they just do not have the damage to even clear these waves right now.
Panther getting autoed down by Ozzy as he's trying to clear out the wave. Ozzy going very low. Their Dredge line onto Toe Knuckles. The Death Charge goes in, and he gets just assassinated. Ozzy on a rampage. There's Ace with the Hextech ultimatum, and there's the Stand United on the extra to keep him alive. Ace will follow the tower. Ron Weasley will get shut down. Dark Ages here. He's very healthy. There's a lot of low members on the side of Trill Boys. and slowly starting to turn back in favor of Tastes Like Purple. Toe Knuckles with the Sork boots. I really think the Berserker Greaves are the better option on Azir. The attack speed is just so valuable. You want to get that consistent, sustained damage rather than the burst that the Sork shoes will get you. So yeah, I think Berserker Greaves will be better on Azir. They do secure another tower for themselves. Trill Boys get another one for Trinity Force, still yet to come out for Panther. It's now starting to be built up by Ron Weasley as well. Sunfire Cape, Spirit Visage, Tiamat into the Titanic Hydra for Cade Trillium. He's a very big Shen. 4-1 and 14. 10-1 and 5 on guitars is Oriana. He's building towards that Void Staff, and once he gets that 3-item spike, I don't know if there's going to be anything Tastes Like Purple can do. As far as he's been stealing away Tastes Like Purple's blue buff. Finished off with Quanti. He's going to give him a little boost to his shield, as well as a lot of auto attack enhancement for the Jax, for the Caitlyn, even for the Azir to a lesser extent, because it doesn't use that attack speed. It's really actually quite good. It looks like bad smite from AAs will mean that Cade Trillium secures the dragon for the Trill Boys.
Yeah, I think A-Haze might need to work on these smites maybe in solo queue.
Just a little bit. Oh, but Toe Knuckles gets caught by the Dredge line, and he's definitely going to fall down here. Guitars picks him up. The True Shot Barrage came out. Tastes like Purple down their mid laner and down their wave clear.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to be able to hold this with Jax splitting top.
They don't have the wave clear. Oh, and A-Haze goes into the back line to get some bad physical damage shield. He actually ultimatum onto Panther, but he can't escape that one with the Onslaught of Shadows. Quadzi now getting jumped on by Cade Trillium. He roots him up. He's going to back away. He's under the tower. There's a flash forward from Cade Trillium. He slows him up. And here's Ozzy with a double kill. Ron Weasley still pushing in the top lane, but they're losing their base. Mid lane in hit falls down. It's 1 versus 5 in the mid lane here. They don't have a wave. There's the hook shot onto Dark Ages, nicely dodged away by the 90 caliber net. And Toe Knuckles is here.
They've got the wave.
Oh, the flash hook shot from A-Haze. Beautiful play from the jungler Trill Boys. And now Toe Knuckles uses the Emperor's Divide. They knock him up with the death charge. He will fall down. And Ron Weasley still in the top lane, trying to do what he can. But I think that the Trill Boys are going to be able to end this one. Quadzi and Panther are back up. They're focusing on the Nexus. The Shockwave pulls them all in. Quadzi falls down. And Trill Boys will secure the win, putting themselves in position. First place over Tastes Like Purple. Holy cow. Alright, so Trill Boys will take the win 2-1 over Tastes Like Purple. Guitars with a huge play in games 1 and 3. Oriana and Syndra absolutely demolishing Tastes Like Purple.
I mean, Ezreal 909, 4-117 on Shen. Just a dominant performance. And I mean, the Nautilus 1010 also, like, none of them played badly in that game at all.
Yeah, exactly. I just think Ron Weasley, he needed to be a little bit more respectful of Cade Trillium in the early game. He got to the point where he was too tanky for the members of Tastes Like Purple to take down. Toe Knuckles, not quite as adept at Azir as we would have hoped. He just started giving up a lot of kills in the mid lane. And A-Haze making this Camille's jungle work for him.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's something we were interested to see coming into the game. I mean, even though, like you said, we saw Panther out CS, out jungle the Camille, but the ganks and everything for Camille just got her so far ahead.
Yeah, look at some damage stats that I assume it's going to be very high. Oriana with 17k, that's the most in the game. Next highest was the... Oh no, I'm sorry. Ozzy with a 19k damage from Ezreal did the most damage.
Pretty good on an Ezreal there. I really like to see that.
Yeah. Of course, Ezreal's damage stat's always going to be a little bit inflated by the poke, but still very respectable amount of damage.
Yeah.
Very unfortunate for Tastes Like Purple. After a really nice game 2, we're not able to put up very much of a fight in game 3. But at the end of the day, that is going to be Trill Boys taking possession of first place here in Gold Cap, 2-1 over Taste Like Purple, handing them their first defeat. That's going to be it for us tonight. Thanks, guys, so much for watching. We will be getting back to our rotating division stream next week because Diamond and Plat will be starting up once again. So, hope to see you then, and thanks so much for watching. Good night.
See you guys.